Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I'm going to show you guys my Apocalypse I full auto team to hit that 30,000 top chest.
The finest blood for the most untainted soul.
Alright, yes, so Apocalypse I, not Apocalypse II, because I want to show the full auto using my B team, which is a pretty OP B team, guys. Not gonna lie, I'm not saying this is free-to-play friendly. I'm not saying this is early game friendly. Everybody has these heroes kind of teams. No, I'm not. I'm saying that now. I'm just showing you what I'm using. So the reality is, Apocalypse 2, if you want to hit those top numbers, I mean, we're talking about the Praetus and Toreador Nightmare type comps, right? So Praetus and the Arbiters, Toreador and the Nightmare, that's what the majority of what you're gonna see here in the top. So now that I finally have my own Awaken 3 shiny Praetus to go along with Alistair, yeah, I'm kind of trying to do that as well. So in the perfect world, I wanted to do my best team possible for Apocalypse 2, not using any of the ideal heroes on Apocalypse 1. So, like, before I was kind of balancing it out, only trying to get, like, the lower chests, like 8,000 was what I had last week, guys. I now did 50,000 full auto with a Praetus and Nightmare comp setup. Full auto. I haven't even tried to tune it yet. So I wanted to be able to do that with the best heroes possible. So my Elowen, my Pharisee, that's so great there. I wanted to be able to do that. But previously I was using that to squeeze by in Apocalypse 1 because I just didn't have quite the survivability. So I had like Medan in my Apocalypse 2 team and Elowen in my Apocalypse 1 team to make my 30,000 team easier. But I finally got things rolling to where it's working well, full auto, and I'm gonna kind of show you guys what I'm using for that. All right, so let's go on in here. We're gonna be using Medan as our only cleanser. That's what I got. I don't have Eunomia or Dasomi. I'm gonna be using Azor to be the one who has the highest HP to take the big hits and to provide some stuns. And then we have Twin Fiend, Setram, and Zilitu for some infernal damage. And of course, we have Oreka with Silas and Hex for the piercers to pump out some pretty solid damage as well. Hex also brings some stuns, so that definitely helps. And if you have Iovar instead of Oreka, you're going to be much better off than I am for this on full auto. You're going to do a lot better damage. And then we have Dolores and Hollow for their obvious roles that we're so used to using them for. As supports, and as some heal. Excuse. My throat is killing me. I apologize, guys. All right, so Silas, we want to boost by Dolores. Hex, we want to boost by Medan. And then we're going to go with Zilitu, being boosted by Oreka, hopefully. Come on, yes. All right, and then this is the debate, Twin Fiend or Setram. I'm going to actually go Setram this time. I'm going to mix it up. Setram to hopefully be boosted by Hollow. Yes. And then Twin Fiend is not going to be covered by Hollow for the sake of healing and rage boosts. That's not a good idea. But this is the reality of you only have so many healers and supports and you have two teams to work on. You can't use the same heroes twice. So this is what we're working with. Alright, boom. Full auto, 2 times speed, let's go. Auto ultimates, raging. So ideally, to get the most out of this, you're obviously going to wait to pop ultimates until Dolores goes with them. Or if you're about to be 0% down for the boss when he takes extra damage, you're going to wait for that moment to happen, then pop everybody's ultimates to take so he takes a lot extra damage. When it comes to Medan, you're going to try to save her ultimate for those toxic moments, the acidic venom type skills. But the idea is, but what if we can make something easy and a little bit lazy? I think that would be ideal. So here we are. So there's the acidic venom now. Perfect timing. It's going to go and then Medan is going to cleanse it. That's exactly what we want. So hopefully the timing can play out for the rest of this. Okay. The reality is, early on, it's fairly easy to survive, right? And that everything is not quite as hard. But if you start to fall apart, you just turn off your auto ultimates and start choosing when to use them. Like, boom. Oh, so close. Did we get it? We did it. We barely got the Death Saw taken care of. Okay. And here we're still rolling. So as you can see, like, poor Hollows keeps always having the poison on her, so she's gonna die eventually when the hits get harder. Aegis mode is when it gets really tough to do damage. It can be hard to take this down. But we should be okay. It really depends on how quick you are with your timing, so keep in mind, depending when you first start popping those ultimate like Medan, you could be off a little bit on your timings for the cleanse. So like right now, we're okay. But we want to use that skill one more time. Okay, Acidic Venom, boom. Now there's... Okay, that actually worked out perfect. Never mind. There we go. I didn't even see it. Medan cleansed just right with the 17 stacks. Poor Hollow is gonna just get smashed eventually. Yep, like right now. But that's okay. By the time we get here, it's okay to lose her. That's the good part. And the Medan is covering everybody left anyway with heals. This is, again, full auto, guys. Full auto. If you want to maximize your damage, you just time your skills with Dolores at least. And that can make a huge difference in itself. Or if you're dying a little bit too early, and then you time your heals a little bit better. Like Medan, making sure she's always cleansing those poisons. Or Hollow, waiting to use her skill till after that you're about to take a hit from the boss. But we're passing that 30k right now. Just goes to show that if you have a well-developed account and you are genuinely working on the Apocalypse 2, you should be able to pull off a full auto Apocalypse 1. And that's kind of what I wanted to showcase. Nothing about my team is perfect. I'm literally not even doing timings. Nothing about my gear. Oops, I didn't even put Silas back in when he was ready. Nothing about my gear is perfect. I definitely have weak gear compared to most endgame players. I know it. I'm not an avid farmer. I'm pretty terrible at keeping up with that myself. But yeah, this is when it's going to start falling apart. But I'm okay with that. All we need is 30,000. That's it. Anything extra is just helping your guild to down the boss completely, of course. But don't stress it. Get your 30,000 for Apocalypse 1 and yeah, walk away. We are saving this. Boom. Perfect. And now let's take a look at our stats. So Zilla 2, Hex, and Silas with the most damage, all very close, as expected, honestly. I feel like that's pretty logical, because my Silas died a little early, so if I had brought him back in a little sooner, he would have been up there in the damage. But he did happen to die. If you're having issues with that, you could always try to get a little bit better survivability on someone. You do need... They can't be complete glass cannons in this kind of a game mode. My Twin Fiend was not being boosted, so this is logical. He's more, you know, kind of helping everyone else do more damage, and obviously his Lord skill alone is worth it. And yeah, Hollow was our main healer, along with Hollow and Medan were our main healers, Medan being the main cleanser. Dolores doesn't really heal well, as we all know, but hey, a little bit helps. And that was our team. So I'm going to go in and show you guys who I was working with, so you could see at least the gear and artifacts that I had on these heroes along the way. So Dolores, she is of course in Invigoration. And here are her stats for that. It's not crazy. It's really hard to get a lot of attack on Dolores because her base attack is actually pretty low for an attack booster. And then she is with the Golden Scarab. Of course, she is fully awakened and her skills are maxed. Next, we had Cetra, fully skilled, and he's just in his artifact, nothing fancy. I probably could get better if I had maxed out another messenger instead of his artifact, but you know what? It's fine. This worked out okay. He is awakened 2 for me. Again, fully skilled, and the gear on him is Infernal Roar. So there is his stats. Nothing crazy there, but some pretty solid crit damage. Good enough. Then we had Silas, again in Infernal Roar. So he has really solid attack. Could be a little higher. I probably should get that a little higher, honestly. And my crit rate needs to be 100%. That's kind of sad. And yeah, 250 is a little low on crit damage. So I think my Silas has had some gear stolen from him. I think I've moved it around a little bit, honestly, because that's not how my Silas was built. But hey, he's good enough. He's also fully skilled. And my Silas is Awakened 4. And then, of course, he's another messenger, or spirit siphon, sorry. Although I actually did get his legendary artifact. But with only level 10, I'm just not using it quite yet. Alright, Hex, again, spirit siphon. I do not have Hex's exclusive artifact. I wish I did. And then he's Awakened 2, fully skilled, and he is in Soulbound Arcana. So again, with this boss, I did go a little bit more in the realm of, like, attack with a little crit damage. I didn't go full crit damage like I would for the other one. I kind of spread it out a little bit more to have a bit of a balanced build. It's nothing crazy. 15,000 attack, 100% crit rate, and 325% crit damage. I feel like people say you should have your attack a little bit higher, like 17,000 or more. I feel like that's what I heard, if I remember right. But yeah, it's a work in progress. My gear is, again, far from perfect. We had Zilla2, also an Infernal Roar. Her gear, I feel like I need to take all my Infernal Roar off people and re-gear them, because it's like weird mixtures of no one being perfect. But yeah, she's only got 13,000 attack. That is a little low. And then 389% crit damage, over 100% crit rate. I could probably tune this to get her attack up a little bit higher. Attack speed is really good at her as well, and my attack speed is pretty low at only 200. I would like to see that higher. But it's hard when you're using so much of the same set in the same team. She is fully skilled, and I do have an Awaken 1 on her. And then I do have Welling Skull for the artifacts. Alright, then I have a Twin Fiend in a Tear of Twilight. He's really not doing that much damage though, as you saw, but hey, every little bit helps. He's Awakened 2 and fully skilled. And I just have him in an Ageless Wrath kind of damage type set with some rage boosting. His attack's really low here, and like I don't have much. Actually, I'm surprised how much crit damage I have on him. A crit rate should be 100% though. I'm kind of slacking there. So you can see though, again, I'm showing it even though it's embarrassing because my builds are far from perfect, but at least you can see if you really perfect these builds, it's very easy to pump out a B team of amazing heroes for an easy full auto. So I have Araka and Invigoration. She's not necessarily built to really be perfect for damage either. Low crit rate, just whatever I kind of have left with my gear for that. Only Awaken 1, and then we have a Realm Tear on her as well. So I could try to get my best damage gear that's Invigoration on her. I might have some better stuff by now, but I haven't tried to re-gear her lately. And then Azor was our tank. So he's here in some HP, looking for defense percentage and defense bonus when I can for his substats. So he's got 91,000 HP. He's definitely the highest HP. And 6,000 defense. Tiny bit of crit rate thrown in there, but not really the point. His skills are not maxed. He's a hot mess. He is fully awakened, though. And I do have the Goddess's Grace artifact on him just to give him some extra defense, because his skills do scale on defense as well. That just helps his survivability. Then, well, who's next? Let's see. Excuse. Let's keep scrolling. So, then we have Medan, our healer. She's in the Etheric Orb. She's an HP-based healer, so you don't really need anything that's going to boost her attack, of course. So boosting attack speed of everybody I felt like was more useful. She's fully awakened, fully skilled, and she is in an Invigoration set. And again, focusing a bit on HP, although probably a healing effect. Oh, Rage Regen. She had no Rage Regen, and I was fouling the run, honestly. It was starting, she wasn't coming back to her skill fast enough, so I did add the Rage Regen, and that actually helped. So I know this is not always ideal, but sometimes it's just right. And this does have HP and defense for amazing survivability, and she's HP-based healing, so pretty good piece for her, I think. No regrets. And then Hollow, I think, is last but not least here. Again, in Invigoration. She's in a mixture of, like, survivability. Actually, not. So she should have some extra attack, but when I had attack on her here, she was just dying so early. So the little bit of defense just made her survive long enough to push through this run. Fully skilled, fully awakened, and the golden scarab. Although she's not even in my maxed out golden scarab because Dolores has it, so there's more potential there as well. But alright guys, this is my semi OP but far from perfect Apocalypse I team. I'm gonna let you guys see what my guild is up to here for the top rankings for Apocalypse I and Apocalypse II. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video.